not far away. Let's talk story. It's where my mama was born, it's where I come from, it's where my daddy fell in love not long ago.
Let's talk story.
Well, a little of this and a little of that. Funny how time just slips away.
Cuz, we gonna talk story.
Hey, let's talk story. Let's talk story. Let's talk story. Let's talk story. Talking story. Time for friends to share. Time to hear what's new. Hey, you!
Oh, me.
Oh,
Aloha no kako. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Armando. In this Talk Story session, we're talking about my very first job growing up in Hawaii. It was a good reason why I got this very first job. You know, I had, after I graduated from high school from Kamehameha, um, I asked my dad. We sat down and talked story with him. I said, Dad, I'd like to get a car. You know, because now I'm going to the UH and also you're at that age, after high school, you want to go out with girls and take them out on dates or whatever. But anyway, so I never forgot this discussion I had with my parents. But and then my dad looked at me and he said, "Well, if you want a car, son, you have to go get a job." And then it's kind of like, well, you know, I'm just out of high school. I don't have any job skills at that point. I'm going through college and kind of rough. So, well, guess what, folks? I ended up working at, like where most of you guys probably work too, at Dole Pineapple Cannery. And, I applied at Dole. I applied at two places, actually. I applied at Dole and Del Monte. And they both accepted me, but Dole being a bigger company, I figured, locally in pineapple here in Hawaii, I figured, I'm going to work for them. So I ended up working at Dole, and that was hard work. I worked as what they called a depalletizer operator, and basically they would come with these pallets full of the cans, and they would bring it over to this machine, and this big magnet, I guess, would go and pick up the whole thing and bring it on the conveyor belt. And then I kind of perfected it such that I kept the bin. I kept it just full enough where it wouldn't jam. Because if you put too much on that big rotating bin that they had, it would jam. So I just kept it just enough where it got to the point where it was almost full but not full. So I kept the conveyor belt stacked, loaded all the way So, my efficiency rating was way over 100%. And they really liked me at Dole. I was a hard worker. But at the end of the shift, I mean, that was really, really hard work. At the end of the shift, I remember because during the whole shift, you're kind of like getting that cardboard, separating the pallets, and oh, my whole t-shirt, would be soaking wet with sweat at the end of the shift. And it's really funny, but that was really hard work. I never forgot it. And there's another guy that worked there that today is a lawyer. His name is John Yamani with Levitt, Yamani and Solman. He was a couple depalletizers away from me, but we both worked at Dole same time, Dole Cannery. But anyway, long story short, I worked the whole summer, and at the end of the summer, they kind of like they got their regular workers that come back, and then they I guess they're unionized or whatever, but and they're really slow, but they usually you can work. I worked almost to the end of the summer, and then I went to UA to attend classes after that. But I saved enough money, 2 summers, and I had enough money to purchase a car. And when I did save the money to purchase the car, my dad and I went down and we got this um, we got this 1966 Volkswagen Bug, and you'll see a picture of it. But yeah, I was so happy that I got my first car, and you know, I put a lot of repairs into that, by the way. After that, I mean, it needed some work, and I put a lot of money into that too to repair it. But my dad helped me out with the insurance part of it. At least, I paid for my own gas or whatever. But that was my first car, and that my dad taught me a lesson that if you really want something, you gotta go out and earn it. If you want something in life, don't expect it free handouts and things to, always come your way. You gotta go out and hustle and work for it. So it's a valuable lesson that I learned. But anyway, long story short, after a couple of years, I decided, well, I'm gonna go in the army, and yeah, I put all this money into this car, and it was working really, really good. And then when I went in the army, my parents had to sell the car, so I was in Germany when I went in the army, and then they sold the car for me. This Holly guy, and then they said, "Oh, this Holly hippie guy," and I kind of laughed. He bought the car, and he really liked it, so um, that was really, really funny. But yeah, that's my story. I don't know if you guys have anything similar or experiences growing up in Hawaii, and um, it's something I'll never forget. It's a good experience. Anyway, that's my story. Hope you enjoyed it. Mahalo for watching, and hui ho.